3 steps to keep any conversation with any girl going effortlessly. This is a very simple system that I'm going to share with you guys for free. Keep watching till the end of the video, where you're even going to see a live demonstration of where you'll see this played out in real life. You feel playful, yet I feel like you have strong boundaries when you need to. So let's talk about the problem first of all. So the problem for guys is that when they get talking to a girl that they're really attracted to, it's just so easy to run out of things to say. And if we find ourselves thinking of what to say and pausing, it's just so awkward. Of course, we've all seen guys that can talk to women effortlessly, and how do we get to that point ourselves? That's what we're going to cover in this video. Let's begin by going to step 1. Okay, so step 1, the first thing you got to learn how to do as a man is to make assumptions. Assumptions are how you keep the conversation going for a long time. And as a man, generally it's your job to lead the interaction, it's your job to drive the conversation forward. So assumptions are how you do that. The most boring thing that can kill a conversation quicker than anything when you're talking to a girl is asking her questions. Conversation quicksand, I like to call it. So, what do you do for a job? Oh, okay. Where do you come from? Oh, okay. What's your favorite food? Oh, okay. And that's pretty much conversation done. You can literally run out of things to say in 3 seconds if all you do is ask a girl questions. However, to make that better, what you can do is turn those questions into assumptions. Everything you instinctively want to ask as a question, turn it into an assumption. For example, instead of saying, what do you do for a job? You might say, you know what, I'm trying to work out what you're doing for a job. And here's the thing, when I first saw you, I thought very, very professional. You were dressed super sharp. You had this like really fast walk, but now you're in front of me, I can see you've got soft eyes and you really, really like to listen. So there's a little bit of a contradiction there. On the one hand, I'm thinking professional. On the other hand, I'm feeling you do something very, very caring and creative. So I'm struggling to guess. And when it comes to an assumption as well, I would never just guess one. So let's say, for example, you're thinking she's a lawyer. I would never just say, I feel like you're a lawyer. I'd always say, I feel like you're a lawyer, or maybe a teacher. And if you can contrast your assumption by something that's one thing that you notice about her that seems super disciplined and the other thing that seems super soft, that's what I would call a contradiction assumption. But whatever, the main thing is you want to make an assumption about her. This is what makes the conversation more interesting. You can guess about her job, her country, her star sign, what she does for fun. Is she an extrovert or an introvert? There's loads of things that you can make as assumptions, but typically I'll normally start with job. So step 1 is make an assumption. Step 2, when you make that assumption, let's say it's her job, she's probably going to tell you what her job is. Let's say it's her country, she's probably going to tell you where she is from. Now step 2 is to tease her when she does this. So let's say she tells you she's a lawyer. You go, no way, I don't believe you. No way. I mean, no, because lawyers are really, really strict and disciplined, and you seem very, very soft. No, I don't believe you. So you want to misbelieve that you're joking. Seriously? No. A big mistake guys will make when they find out what she does for a living, or they find out the country she's from, is to turn into approving nice guy mode, and that's not what you want. For example, let's say the girl's from Germany, and then the guy will be like, oh really, I was in Germany in 2012, it was amazing, I loved it. Whereas if that's one response, which is almost like fake nice, whereas if you were like, no way, you're German? Because I heard the Germans are amazing at being on time, and you were like 20 minutes late. Like, seriously, you're joking. She tells you she's a teacher. No way. You're telling me you're caring? Seriously? Because teachers, of course, are known for being caring. Whatever it is, you want to misbelieve, challenge, tease her in some way when she tells you what she does for a job. That is step 2. So step 3, once you've made that assumption, once you've teased her, the third thing you want to do is you want to tell her a story about the topic that she's given you. You guessed her star sign and she told you she was a Virgo. And you might say, I'm a Gemini, by the way, so I always have a good story for Virgos. I'd say, the funny thing is, I always seem to get along really, really well with Virgos, but it's because we're complete opposites. And then I would tell her a story about the Virgos that I've met and how we got along. Or let's say she does tell me she's a lawyer. I would then tell her how when I used to live in London, I used to work with lawyers, and the thing about lawyers is that they're renowned for partying really, really hard, but they also work really, really hard, and I can respect that. The point is, I tell her a story that's from my memory. What happens is her topic, and I'm telling her a story about it. So it's her conversational topic that she's chosen. Well, you've made the assumption, then she's giving you a topic to talk about, and now you're telling her a story about it. What happens when you tell her a personal story about it is that she feels like she knows you. Because when we talk to our friends and family, we tend to speak in stories. Yet when we speak to people we don't know, we do this thing where we ask them questions. So if you can make the conversation feel like you already know each other, she's gonna relax around you, basically. And the amazing thing, when she relaxes around you, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna be telling her that story, and ideally she is gonna relate to it, and she's gonna tell you a story back. At which point you're creating rapport. She tells you a story, you tell her a story, she tells you a story, you tell her a story. The basis of successful seduction is built around comfort. And comfort largely is built around rapport. But it's important to remember that you guys are man and woman, so every now and then you want to tease her, challenge her, misbelieve something she says. Seriously, darling, are you serious? Okay, fine, carry on talking, go on, carry on talking, I believe you. You want to do this kind of thing, you want to sprinkle that in every now and then, but you don't want that to be the bulk of the interaction. The bulk of the interaction should essentially be chatting back and forth. You tell her a story, she tells you a story. And the amazing thing about this 3-step system, where you go assumption, tease, tell her a story, is you can repeat that again and again and again and again. Let's say you talk about her job for a little while. She'll probably ask you about your job. You go backwards and forwards. And then you're like, you know what? I'm trying to work out how old you are actually. No, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Okay, maybe I would think you're this age because you're very, very mature. But maybe I would think you're a lot younger because you look a lot younger. And then you tell her, actually, I think you're such old. She reacts, no way, I don't believe you. Tease. And then you might even tell her a story. You know, I remember when I was 22, blah, 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 blah. Okay, got some skateboarders coming up behind us. Oh, yes. So there you go. That's the system. Now, what you're going to see me do here, this is a chat that I had with a girl in the airport. I think it was Luton Airport in London. What you're going to see me do is I'm going to use this assumption method with the girl I'm talking to, and you're just going to see a little bit of a back and forth. You sit in a relaxed posture, but you have good posture as well. This is how you feel to me anyway. You feel playful, yet I feel like you have strong boundaries when you need to. Anyway, this doesn't mean to be, I'm not trying to do a cold read, I'm articulating my thoughts out loud.
Psychiatry 101, right?
I mean, you know, I'm saying
so
what I feel.
What are the assumptions? Let's work. So what?
Yeah. Okay. So what does that tell me? Okay.
Yeah.
What does that tell me?
Yeah,
Okay. I think you do. I could see you working in. I would say as a lawyer.
Oh, I would have liked to be a lawyer now.
Okay, or you would have liked to be a lawyer. Okay, you're giving me more data now.
That's
so put
right.
Into my.
Excellent.
Yeah. Okay.
Data is good.
Yeah. So you would have liked to be a lawyer, but you didn't. You chose not to be. So, gosh, maybe. Okay.
Something to do with data.
Yeah. Accountant.
No.
Okay. Are you going to tell me a job and I'm not going to know what it is? Because that happens.
It's possible.
Yeah. Because I'll be honest, like, there's a certain amount of when people tell me what job they do, and my brain is like goes blank. You know, like
No.
if you tell me you're an IT technical support analysis or something.
I'm not.
Go on.
I'm a scientist. Do drug discovery.
Drug discovery. Okay. I used to have a client who used to do that. Yeah.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah.
Here? There?
Yeah, there. Back when I used to live here. Yeah. I mean, he was a good guy. I mean, he worked for a science company. He wasn't very good at taking scientific advice when it came to his training. Funny.
Interesting. Yes. Scientists make bad coaches.
Scientists are very human.
It's possible. Yes.
I mean, you feel very human. I like that about you.
And I'm not a robot now.
Yeah, you know you're not a robot.
It's been a long day.
Yeah? Okay, so the robot bit's been
It's been
taken off. Yeah.
for the rest of the day.
So guys, if you got value out of this video, then please feel free to share it with one of your friends that can also benefit from it. Subscribe to the channel, it takes less than a second. Drop a comment, click the bell notification to be notified for future videos. And also, go out and put it into practice, guys. Like a cat. This is great. All right. Yeah, no worries. You look nice. All right. Boom. Have a good day.